today Jupiter and Venus meet together in the sky in the sign of Cancer. It's kind of a big astrological event, and I'm going to show you how I'm mapping it out according to my human design. Welcome back to Universal Laws with Christy Sturdivant. Today I am going to talk about this huge astrological event that is happening tonight and how I am going to be mapping it out personally using my human design. So I'm going to show you what I am looking at and what I am going to be doing today in order to, let's call it calibrate my realignment. So I will tell you that this morning, as I was sitting and drinking coffee, I get this daily email from some human design thing, where I get daily emails telling me where the sun is shining that in the rave mandala for human design. And so today the sun is shining through gate 45, which is located in the throat center. And I thought, interesting. Gate 45. I know that's like a very important thing for me. I can't quite remember why. It's in my chart. And so I immediately went to look up what that was, and it was my unconscious Venus sign. And I thought, oh, wow, unconscious Venus sign. Super interesting. My unconscious Venus obviously rests in my left-hand side in the red portion. If you're looking at most human design charts, it's what my body does, how my body feels safe. And it is in 45.3, which got me thinking like, oh, if this is where my unconscious Venus sign is, what is going on if I'm looking at this is how I feel safely and do things in a relationship? What would that impact? And I thought, oh, Jupiter. Yes, Jupiter is my point of prosperity. So if I'm feeling safe in my body, how is that going to help my prosperity? And then I realized, oh my gosh, today is like the big astrological event happening between Jupiter and Venus, where they I don't know, every 9-12 years, something like that, they like meet in the sky and they get really, really close, and then they like kind of pass by each other. Even though they're super far away, they look like they're like really, really close together, and boom. And this year it is happening in the sign of Cancer. And so I thought this was all really interesting. And oh, Cancer is my rising sign too. So look at that. That's also a very big day for me too. So let's break this down. All right. I'm going to kind of walk you through everything. I know I threw a lot of information really fast, but I want to walk you through how I am using my personal human design chart, and I'm going to give you my personal gates, and I am going to tell you how I'm going to be mapping this out. So let's start first with Venus, Jupiter, and Cancer. So Cancer it's Cancer. No, it's not. It's Gemini season. It's almost Cancer season, but Cancer is the crab. It is this place of emotional safety, a feeling of home. It's very emotional. It's a water sign. It's a very, very lovely energy. It's it's forward momentum, but it's also very protective, right? It's that shell around you. Like, yes, I am very bold, but I have a squishy, soft center. So I'm going to kind of keep people at a distance. It's kind of like, it's a very homey feeling, right? It's a very, very safe and secure, nurturing part of the zodiac. It's very feel good, very emotional, full of love, very, very nice. Venus, I'm sure you probably know, is the goddess of love. She is in safety, emotional safety, love, relationships, romance. Venus is she's a little bit more prickly than I think a lot of people realize. Venus is the Roman aspect of the goddess Aphrodite. And, Aphrodite was very, very sweet and lovely and everything. But when she got transitioned into the Roman aspect, she was a little bit more empowered. So for me, Venus feels like this very empowered vibration, right? And so she is very, very good to look at for your emotional safety, your nervous system, how you interact with other people around you in any relationship, not just romantic. And then you have Jupiter, the big guy in the sky. He is all about expansion and growth. He is shining this light and saying, hey, this is where the lightning bolt is going to hit and it's going to make a big impact. Really good stuff. So those three things happening astrologically tonight is it's like it's opening up this really beautiful window for us to kind of look in and see where we are feeling safe and where we want to move forward with this safety and going out into the world and doing our mission so that we can be more prosperous. Like, how fun is that? What a great opportunity this is for us as humans at this time. So I was thinking about this and I wanted to look at it through the lens of human design because I have gone back. I have touched briefly on the gene keys. There's a Pearl sequence, which is all about prosperity. There's a Venus sequence, which is all about relationships and love and everything. And it's been something that's like hovering in my world for a really long time. And it's just been kind of like grinding in the back. I've never taken any full-on classes or anything about it, but I just know, like, I know where mine lies. And so I wanted to talk about that today because your conscious Jupiter is really big, obviously, in your Pearl sequence, which is, I believe, it's the Pearl sequence. That's your prosperity sequence. And then your unconscious Venus is very big in your Venus sequence. But I feel like they need, obviously, to intertwine in order for us to really bring in that abundance and kind of set this core mission on our life, which is where this is all culminating towards, okay? This is me mapping out my overall mission. So please follow me if you can. Let's talk first about the unconscious Venus, all right? So your unconscious Venus is going to be, as I said, in your left-hand side of the chart on your body side. Your unconscious side or your design side is what your body feels. Okay, this is all in regards to how you walk into a room or into a space or into an auric field, and it's what the body takes in. Okay, it's these sensations that it takes in. When I'm looking at your Venus gate, what I'm doing is I'm looking at what my body is processing in relation to relationships, right? Whether that be romantic, whether that be collaboration, whether that be friendship, business partners, anything, right? Like anybody off the street, like I am taking it in and I am saying, okay, this is how I am feeling this relationship could or could not work for me. So as I said, my subconscious or my unconscious Venus gate is gate 45.3, which is exalted right now via the sun. Okay, so everybody is feeling this energy right now of gate 45 because the sun is highlighting through this gate saying like, hey, all of you can feel this 45 gate. So think about that while you are listening to me talk, okay? So the gate 45 is the archetype of gate 45 is the matriarch, right? So when you think about a matriarch, your matriarch walks in to a room or situation and she sits there and she sees everybody gathering around her, and she's that home base feeling. She is the one who can see that cousin over there brings this to the table. That cousin over there brings this to the table. That friend over there brings this resource, and this is how everything works together so that we can all benefit from it and all rise up together. It's a very beautiful, beautiful energy, right? The matriarch is there to take everybody that is under her umbrella and make sure that they are all working in harmony, switching resources in the way that needs to be done, and raising everybody up together. So beautiful. Everybody is feeling this right now. We're going to be walking into people's energy and saying, oh, if I did this collaboration with this person, that person brings this resource, I bring this resource. Maybe that person over there that I met can bring this resource, and we can work on this project together and bring it up into this beautiful thing that is going to benefit us and them and that and all that. It's very, very lovely. And so that is what we're all feeling right now as the sun is shining through and giving us this vibe. Okay. Now, interestingly enough, my gate 45 has the line of 3. So, like I said, my gate is 45.3, which is what I'm going to be focusing on. Now, the 3 energy in human design is all about experimentation and trial and error. And so for me, this means that when I go into any kind of relationship, whether that be business or romantic or friendship or anything, I am walking in, seeing all these resources around me, seeing the potential of what these resources can create. And then I want to maybe do that with them, but I can only experience this relationship and whether or not it will work with trial and error. So I personally myself tend to I tend to pull in a lot of people that either want to maybe be friends with me or communicate with me, or maybe they want to hang out with me, or they want to collaborate with me, or I want to collaborate with them and everything. And it all works really well, but it's all very trial and error, right? So I have to listen, because this is in my subconscious body and unconscious design. This is all very like in my body. So I go into a relationship or a collaboration and I say, okay, I'm going to go into this, and this feels really good right now. And so I vibe and I pull in the resources and I see what can be done. And my body is like, okay, until it's like, maybe this isn't working so much anymore. This has been a very, very big theme and pattern of my life and past relationships. And it's not a bad thing. I tend to have a lot of people come in and out of my life all the time. And I always really have. I've always been always kind of feeling like that outlier who's like, sure, yeah, I'm willing to do this. I will say yes to this and I will try this out. And then it breaks off and things maybe just don't vibe anymore. And I have to let it go. It's always been this learning experimentation of will this work? Won't this work? I can't really vibe with this kind of person. This kind of person I can vibe with, but I learn a lot of situations like that, but I've had to learn how to detach from the outcome, which has been a very major theme in my life. Okay. Especially relationship wise. I always learn something from a collaboration or a relationship or a friendship or whatever. I always learn something, but it is very much, it's very much part of my body. I have to listen to my body on when to go in and go out of these things. Very interesting, a little bit annoying. I'm not going to lie, but it is what it is. Now, why I am bringing that up with my conscious Jupiter is because for me personally, my conscious Jupiter is it's my area of prosperity, right? Like this is where I prosper. And for me, my conscious Jupiter is in gate 29.6. Now, I have done a video about that, a podcast about that. I will drop that here in this video, and you can go see what my thoughts are on gate 29. But for gate 29, this is the gate of the abysmal. It's kind of a yes, let's do this gate. It's all about commitment and everything. And so there is this like really beautiful dance between my desire to commit, because I know that logically, right? Because this is in my conscious and this is all about the mind. Logically and consciously, I know that I can only be prosperous if I commit to something, right? I have to commit to something in order to see it through and move on to this next level of, abundance, prosperity, whatever, if I want to see any outcome of my project. But my unconscious Venus gate, which is in my body, is saying like, yes, we can work with this person, or we can like work in this relationship, and we can be, we can make this work and everything, and we can commit to these things because of my Jupiter. But as soon as it's not working anymore, my body is going to tell me like, okay, this is done. This is done. And it's like this really, logically, I'm like, no, I'm not done. I know my body's telling me that I'm done, but I only know that I'm going to see any really good, fruitful nuggets out of it if I commit to this. And so it's this like really, it's a really uncomfortable dance sometimes, because I do commit to things, and I commit to things fully. When I commit to things, I commit to things fully. But because of my unconscious Venus sign at the beginning, and until I can determine whether or not physically in my body that I feel good about it, I'm always going to have one foot out the door until my body is like, yes, this is right, this is good. And so I have this dance of, yes, I want to collaborate you. Yes, I can see the potential of all this. Sure, I'm going to go ahead and commit because my Jupiter says I need to commit, but I have to be willing to detach from any kind of relationship or collaboration or anything in my life in order to not break my body. If we don't listen to our body because our body is telling us something and we continue to commit to it, it's going to eventually manifest in some kind of physical aspect. So this is the dance of the human design in probably everybody. I haven't really looked at this in anything. This is like something that I really contemplated in this last 2 hours while my kids were at ice skating, where I had this big idea where I was like, oh my gosh, this is like such a big impactful day. I want to talk about these things. I had to think about my gates only, but I imagine that this is how it is in most people's body graphs, is that you're consciously and logically, your Jupiter gate is giving you this thing that like, this is how you will be abundant. This is how you will be prosperous. Not necessarily abundant, but it's tied to it, right? But this is how you will succeed and move forward in your life. But this unconscious Venus gate is what is going to kind of keep you in check and keep you going on and grounded, and like let you know what is actually right for you. Very interesting, very fascinating, and something that I have thought about a lot of in the last year or so, as I have been building my foundation of my podcast and my business, and I've been collaborating with different people, and I've had so much fun and everything. And I was shocked that it was all culminating today in this astrological event. And so this is what I want to talk about, is how do we use this energy with our human design to map out our next move? And here is what I have come up with a little bit of help from, I'm going to say like an outside, I've been using AI to kind of help back and forth this with me since I didn't have anybody else to talk to. And it actually gave me a really good visual that I think is going to be helpful for, I know it was helpful for me to understand because I have that inner vision. Hopefully it will be helpful for you and we will know what to do with our next steps. So here is what I want you to think about when you are thinking about the sign of Cancer in the sky today, okay? I want you to think of Cancer as this nice hearth that you have, which is also very fitting for me, because Hestia is my patron goddess, and I'm always coming back to the hearth. It's my home base. I am a very homey kind of person, so this is perfect. Perfect, so aligned. So think about your hearth. Think about that center point in your home, that place where you kind of go to at night to sit and get cozy and feel comfortable. This is what the Cancer energy is all about, okay? It's wanting you to this is your home base. This is where you feel really good. Move into this space in order to regroup and feel really good about where you are. Get your foundation nice and strong. Get centered. Pull all of your energy in from everything around you and just settle in. Okay? That's the Cancer energy that Jupiter and Venus are in tonight. Now let's look at Venus. Venus is she is outside tending to the perimeter of your big estate, or maybe you have a tiny home. I don't know what you have, but you have your hearth, and Venus is out there checking the perimeter. She's doing that by whatever your gate flavor is for your unconscious Venus. Okay, so for me, my Venus is out there for me, showing me can this person come in? They have this resource. Can this person come in? They can bring this to the table. Can this person come in? They are offering this. They are offering this energetic thread that may or may not, help our little homestead, gather up in advance and bring the community up. That's what Venus is doing for me out there, right? And this perimeter around my hearth is, I know whether or not this person is actually supposed to be in my area by the feelings in my body, right? Because it's in my unconscious Venus, and because it's on my design side, I can tell by sensations in my body whether or not this person is actually supposed to be in my energetic aura, which is kind of just a beautiful thought, right? It's coming back to the body, and Venus is feel it in your body. This person is great for now, but guess what? This person over here is not working anymore, so let them go, right? So just think about a nice perimeter that Venus is putting around where you can actually feel it in your body. Now, Jupiter is kind of over here by the hearth, and he's sitting there, and he is kind of mapping out the strategy. He's like your tactician. He's that guy that you see in war movies who's leaning over the map saying, okay, we're going to go do this and we're going to go do this and we're going to put this up here and everything. That's what your Jupiter is. He is the guy who is mapping out everything for you, right? So Venus is keeping everything in. She's telling you via your body what's going on. Jupiter is mapping this out for you and saying, okay, this is what we need to do. This is how we need to grow. This is the strategy here. Very nice if we want to, move forward. Now for me, that being in gate 29.6, that for me is commitment. Jupiter is saying, okay, you can commit to this. Okay, you can commit to this. Yes, let's go ahead and commit to this for now. We'll see what Venus says over here. We're going to check in with her. But yes, and this is what you can do to build up this foundation. He's putting up the pillars in a huge Greek stadium for me. This is how I imagine the gods working for me. Although they would not appreciate me saying that. Working with me. The gods are working with me. They are out there helping me figure out my life in the best way possible. So, what does this mean? If you are looking at your human design chart, or if you need help looking at your human design chart, please shoot me an email, or you can hit the link below and I will help you map this out. But what this means today on June 9th, 2026, is that this is a perfect thing. This is a perfect day for you to kind of sit down while Venus is out there tending your perimeter and Jupiter is here planning out your next 5, 10 years, 20 years to, help you grow and succeed in the best way possible. Our job today, as the humans who are running around doing the things, our job is to sit by the hearth and decide what our core mission is. And I know that sounds like I've really kind of been very hesitant. I don't really like when I go into courses or anything, and they're like, figure out your mission and everything. To me, this just looks like it always feels very vague and maybe like I'm not actually thinking about my mission, but I'm kind of looking too much at the future. But for lack of a better term, we'll use mission, or what I'm going to say for me personally, what my grand vision is. How about that? Vision's a better word, right? So what is my grand vision? So for me personally, okay, because I know that because of my Venus always bringing in relationships for me all the time, and I know that it's going to be an ebb and flow, trial and error because of that 3 line, I know that I am going to have lots of projects or people or ideas, anything that I would have kind of relationship with. I know I'm going to be having them come in and out of my perimeter or my fence all the time. And so I need to have this thing that I can tell my buddy Jupiter over here, like, okay, I want to collaborate with people. People are going to be coming in and out of my life. And I know that you want me to commit to everything, but I can't commit to all of those relationships, and I can't commit to all of these projects that want my attention, at least long term. But here is what I am going to commit to. I am going to commit to this. And for me, my thing that I have decided probably in the last 6 months that my commitment is to understand universal flow and energetic flow via what we are calling the universal laws, which I don't even love the term anymore because it feels so stringent, but I want to understand universal flow, and I want to share my personal opinions and ideas about that to my audience via my podcast or my newsletters or my Instagram or whatever. I want to share what I see, what works for me, what I understand about it, and I want to share that with other people. And so that may look like so many different things, but I do know that one of the things that has consistently brought me joy and satisfaction in the last year is doing it via this podcast. I have gotten into a really good rhythm. I have been able to focus on, a law each month, what I want to focus on, and this is what I'm committing to. Like, this is my value, this is my core vision that I am committing to, is I want to understand how the energy flows according to, universal laws, universal currents, whatever you want to call it. This is what interests me, and this is what I can talk about until the end of time. So this is my core focus, and anything that comes in and that supports this or highlights this or is adjacent to this and feels good to me is going to be fine. I will let whatever comes in come in, with Venus's help, listening to my body. And I am going to work with my buddy Jupiter to say yes to but then I'm going to listen to Venus and say, not anymore, not anymore. But the core focus for me is going to be this thing right here. And that is what the point of this whole podcast is. But that's what the point of this big astrological thing is to sit by the hearth in the sign of Cancer and let Venus show you, via your unconscious and your what feels good in your body, and then work with Jupiter to say, okay, great, help me with these pillars, knowing that they may crumble, but this is my core foundation. This is the vision that I am going to hold on to for however long it works. This is what matters to me. I will let you bring in and help me build up whatever needs to build, but just know that this is what we are going to focus on. And that is the point of this astrological event. So if you can sit down tonight and be like, what is my vision? What is my life vision? What do I want out of my life? What do I want to put my energy towards? What do I want to bring into me so that I can let Jupiter highlight it and help it grow and, expand outside of me? But you have to have something first. You have to have that vision. You have to have that mission. Whatever you want to call it, you can call it your core values, whatever it is. Today is the time to look at those and see what they are and get really centered in that. The universe has been pulling all the strings lately. Everything is setting up for so many people right now, but we all have to really figure out what it is that we want to focus on so that our buddy Jupiter and our best bud out there, Venus, our unconscious Venus, is helping us. We want to give them something to help us hold on to, right? So tonight, as you go outside, I think you can see it in the Northern Hemisphere. I'm sure you can. I don't know. I don't know enough about astronomy. But if you go out tonight, you can see Venus and Jupiter just lining up and going, high five. We're going to help these humans down there figure out their stuff in the sign of Cancer. That's what you want to do tonight. Figure out your vision as you're looking at the sky. Give your buddy Venus and Jupiter a big wave. Say, hey, this is what my vision is. This is what my mission is. I am going to focus on this. Help me out. That is how you work with this astrological event. I hope that was helpful for someone. I know it was a lot of rambling, but it was so exciting to me. I had to share it. I hope you guys all have a fantastic astrological hotshot day, and I will see you later. Bye.